Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Review Flex. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming MCU project, The Marvels, and taking a look at the early reactions and what they're saying, guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on around here, guys. And with that down, let's jump into this Marvel news. So guys, we're going to take a look at this article here from We Got This Covered. The Marvels wins rave first reactions, but on the other hand, so did Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Secret Invasion. It's best to withhold judgment until you see it for yourself. Yeah, guys, so when a movie first comes out, obviously people are caught up in the hype and their reactions can almost be tainted by that kind of hype and anticipation of the movie. But until the review embargo drops and we get to see, the main going audience's reactions and see what people are saying about the movie, take these first reactions with a bit of a grain of salt, guys. But anyway, let's continue on and see what the article has to say. So, the first reactions to any blockbuster should always be taken with at least a grain of salt or two, which is what I was saying, guys. And while The Marvels has largely been winning raves that laugh in the face of disaster already placed on its shoulders by the most ardent of detractors, we've been down this road once before. The multiverse saga has conspired to deliver every single one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's worst reviewed and lowest rated projects across both film and television. But how many of them came carrying the stink of negative responses from the people to have seen them ahead of release? It certainly wasn't Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, nor was it Thor Love and Thunder, and even Secret Invasion was incredibly dubbed the MCU's answer to the acclaim and award-nominated Andor, before audiences had a chance to discover it was truly wretched TV series. So yeah, guys, obviously it's no secret that, going around the rumor mill, there's a lot of news. Like every other article at the moment is talking about Marvel and, the state that they're in behind the scenes. They're kind of at panic stations. They're rewriting a lot of their shows, going back to the drawing board with Daredevil, with Blade. And there's been a lot of negative attachment to this upcoming Marvels project, saying it looks generic. We don't actually know what it's about. The main bad character, the antagonist, doesn't look like anything special, forgetful after this movie. And obviously, there's a lot of people who don't like Brie Larson very much. So there was a lot of baggage coming with this Marvels project. But it looks to be okay. The first reactions are good. But as I say, guys, people get caught up in the hype, so take it with a grain of salt. But let's go down and read some of these reactions and see what some of the, the first people to see this movie are saying. So, from Ross Boname, The Marvels is short, sweet, and a hell of a lot of fun. The main trio is a blast together, and it's great to have action sequences that are exciting again. Probably the most charmed I've been by an MCU film since No Way Home, and I can't wait to see where this film leads to. Okay, so on to the next one. From BD, The Marvels is a fine MCU entry. Carol, Kamala, and Monica are really great, especially together in the very creative action scenes. First 25 minutes really rocked, exciting MCU stuff by the end. Villain is forgetful, which is what we were worrying about, guys. VFX vary, both good and bad. Some silly scenes didn't work. So it looks like this movie still has some of the silly scenes that they kind of tried to interject into Thor Love and Thunder. Obviously, with the Thor movie, they went way too far into the silly. It turned a lot of people off. They didn't like it. And it seems like they're trying to do it in this movie again with some of the silly scenes. But it says here that, some of them work, some of them didn't. And it's a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to that kind of stuff, guys. But let's go on to the next one. So, Nia DaCosta's The Marvels. It's a great time at the movies. It's well paced and full of frantic, hilarious energy. I've even liked it more than 2019's Captain Marvel. This thing moves. The location swap action is a blast. And the end credits scene is shocking, to say the most, with this emoji. I'm definitely a fan. And then we've got some more. Next one, Joseph Declimere. However you say that, came out in a French accent then. All I wanted from The Marvels was to have a good time, and the movie is stupid fun. Kamala, Monica, and Carol are so much fun together. The swapping, singing, and dancing played better than I thought it would. The cameos, my god, those cameos. I'm so happy I saw this in IMAX. So guys, we know that obviously on the news cycle, the rumor mill, there's been a lot of talk about these supposed cameos that are popping up in this movie. I have no idea what they are. I don't really want to know what they are. I wasn't going to go and watch this film because I didn't really care about this project at all. But ever since they've been talking about, how it ties into the Infinity Saga, they've been doing that in the last couple of trailers. And also these huge cameos, we don't know who they are. We don't know where they're coming from. And I'm really excited to see who it's going to be. And it's kind of piqued my interest. So I think I'll probably go and check out this movie now. The marketing team have done a great job. They've got me interested. I was on the fence. And obviously that's what a good marketing scheme is supposed to do. People who are on the fence, get them to watch it. And then people who are already excited, get them even more hyped. And it's definitely worked, guys. So, from Dempsey Pilot, however you say that. Nia DaCosta's The Marvels is a delight. The power swapping plot is cool and all, but the real fun comes from the stellar chemistry between Brie Larson, Teyonah Parris, and Iman Vellani. Low stakes aside, it delivers some of the Marvel's best action and comedy to date. See it with a crowd. So yeah, it's saying again, guys, what we feared about this movie. A lot of people's tropes with the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the low stakes. Because we're in the multiverse, people die. You can bring them back, so there's hardly any stakes with any characters anymore. And when you have a main villain as well, like in this movie, it looks to be, a throwaway villain that we don't really care about. So if the villain dies, it's villain of the week kind of material. She dies, oh well, we don't care. We didn't care about this character anyway. She didn't seem that valuable to the franchise. But yeah, it's kind of a shame, guys. So, happy to report, The Marvels is a blast. It's fun, funny, and the cast is good together. It is one of the best Marvel movies, no, but I had a smile on my face a lot. Definitely worth seeing in the movie theater. Also, the after credits scene is fire. Excited for what is next. So, one of the main things that keeps coming up is the chemistry between the three main actresses, and it looks like they play off against each other really, really well, which is what we want to see. This movie revolves around these three Marvel characters, and the fact that people keep commenting on the chemistry that they had, it's good laughs, it's comedic, and they're saying that the action's cool as well. But a lot of people are obviously commenting about the after credit scene as well. So it looks like there could be a really important after credit scene that's setting up something bigger for the MCU. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that, guys. So is there any more? Nope. So that's the last one. But in the grand scheme of things, and not to sound too harsh, but social media reactions don't mean a damn thing in terms of how a movie is received by the masses. This year alone, we've seen the MCU conspire to disappoint and underwhelm several times over. And we can't forget The Flash being touted as one of the greatest superhero blockbusters of all time. Yeah, I remember when, was it Tom Cruise? I think it was Tom Cruise. He got an early, he got sent the movie by the director because he wanted to see it. And then Tom Cruise, I think it was Tom Cruise. I do apologize if it was a different actor. But he came out and said, it's one of the best superhero movies we've ever seen. And all this kind of stuff. And, obviously The Flash is history. It's not good by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, movies are subjective. You may have enjoyed it, but for me, CGI was bad. The plot was bad. Ezra Miller acting as the Flash was kind of okay in my opinion. Like, I don't mind him as the Flash, but the movie itself wasn't good. So that's not to say The Marvels is in line for a critical drubbing when the review embargo lifts, but it'll be a much better indicator where the truth lies. Absolutely, guys. So that's kind of the main takeaway from this kind of news story, that you get these early reactions and, people are very hyped, and that kind of taints their early reactions because they're hyped, and that anticipation of the movie they just saw kind of feeds into these early reactions a little bit. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, when the actual review embargo drops, and then, the main going audiences can put their reviews up, the rest of the critics will put their reviews up, and we get an over kind of, a grander look at what people are saying about this movie. That's when we'll get the real kind of thoughts coming out about this movie. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of where we are with The Marvels. That's some of the early reactions. Let me know what you think, guys. What do you take away from these early reactions? I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, and opinions. Thank you for taking your time to, talk some movie news with me today as well. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.